Hello everybody and welcome back to theory lesson number 7. Now if you remember many months ago I went over the circle of fifths. We spent about 3 theory lessons going over it. Hopefully you've had enough time to look over it. I know it's a lot to take in and a lot to commit to memory if you want to. You don't absolutely have to commit it to memory. If you decide not to, it's very helpful if you do, but if you decide not to, you can pull this image up from the wiki. It is already uploaded there, so I don't have to do that, but it's already up on the wiki, and you can refer to it. So say you have a piece and it says it has 3 sharps, and you're like, okay, what major key am I in? Now these are for major keys, not minor keys. So for so say we have 3 sharps. Well, there's our 3 sharps, so I'm in the key of A. Let's say I have 5 flats in my key signature. Well, there's 5 flats, and that's gonna, because that's on the inner part of the circle. See how with these 3, there's 2 for each one, and then there's also 2 letters for each one. Well, the innermost one corresponds to the innermost letter, and the outermost one corresponds to the outermost. So you've got D flat, which has 5 flats. The 5 flats are, if you see here that the line goes through that flat there, so that's B, and the top space there is E, second space is A, D, and G. So B, E, A, D, and G. Or you can say the first 5 in your order of flats, which tells you the order in which the flats are added. So remember, with 1 flat we have B, B flat, 2 flats, you have B, and then you add E. E flat, you have B, E, and A, and then B, E, A, D, and then the next one is B, E, A, D, G. This next one is B, E, A, D, G, C, and then lastly B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Same thing with sharps. It starts with F, F, C, F, C, G, F, C, G, D, A, F, C, G, D, A, E, F, C, G, D, A, E, and then F, C, G, D, A, E, B. So the whole order of sharps as well. So order flats, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Order sharps, F, C, G, D, A, E, B. So try to memorize that as well. So no matter what, so say we have 4 sharps. Well, if you have 4 sharps and you're want to figure out what those are, well, you just count the first 4 in your order of sharps. So it'll be F, C, G, and D. So here we have the key signature exercise. So you can get this at www.musictheory.net/exercises/keysig. So you can customize the exercise going over different key signatures, include the key signatures that you want. So this is very important because in the beginning you want to deselect all of them but 1 or 2. And that'll just give you a smaller pool of choices to be able to figure out in between, in case you're trying to memorize these. Because when you're memorizing something, it isn't helpful to try to memorize all of it all at once. You want to do it in pieces. At least that's the way I do it. So 1 or 2 sharps, and then when you get confident, you can add more and more each time. But for example's sake, we'll do all of them. So here we have our first key signature. It has nothing. So if you remember, the key signature that has nothing, no sharps or no flats, is the key of C major. There we go. And then the next one is B flat, or we have 1 flat, which is B flat. If you look over here, the circle of fifths will tell us that that's the key of F. And here we have 5 sharps, or 6 sharps. Sorry, I need to learn how to count. So 6 sharps, looking at the circle of fifths, say, okay, well, that's the key of F sharp. Like I said, eventually you want to do this by memory. That's the key of C again. Key of C sharp, key of B. I know these pretty well. Key of F, key of A. So because I have them memorized, I can breeze through them without looking at the chart. But when you first do it, start by looking at the chart, but only start out with 1 or 2 key signatures, like I said in the beginning. So let's go over here. We can deselect all but 2, and that makes it pretty easy on us. Well, there's 0 sharps, 0 flats. I should know by now that that's the key of C. Okay, 1 flat, well, I have that memorized. That's the key of F. That's the key of D. C, key of F, C, D, F, D, F, D. So you only have a few choices that it selects between. So this kind of makes it easier when you're first starting to memorize only a couple of them at a time. And then when you're feeling confident with that few, you add maybe one or two more and go from there. And you want to, after a while, you want to cover up the circle of fifths sheet, and you don't want to look at it, and you want to try your best to get all these right. So just going through here, that's the key of F, that's the key of C, that's the key of G, 1 sharp. Then you got 4 sharps, which is what key? Should say the key of E. What about 1 sharp? What key is that? Well, that's the key of G. What about 0 sharp, 0 flats? You should know that that's C. 1 flat is F. You got the key of A with 3 sharps. 2 sharps is D. 4 sharps is E. 2 sharps is D again. So, like I said, once you only have a few to select from, it makes it quite a bit easier if you're having trouble at first. So, I've answered 37 out of 37 attempts. Try doing like 50 of these, like even more than I did, and see how well you do. Add a couple each day. So, start out with 2 sharps and 2 flats, and then add that as you go along. Oh, here are the flats. I didn't even have that many flats selected. So at first, you only want to have a couple sharps and a couple flats selected, maybe that many, and go from there. So let's take a look at what we have here. Back to the circle of fifths. Let me fix that here. So you want to review this as many times as you can. Like, I would review it days and days in a row. Like, you don't have to spend a ton of time trying to commit this to memory. But you should look at it frequently to be able to pick out the different key signatures you're playing, and to better understand what key signatures mean and like what different keys mean. So if I'm playing, I'm playing with a group and somebody says, well, let's play this in the key of B. Well, you have at least some idea how to do that with the 5 sharps, F sharp, C, G, D, and A, all sharps. So yeah. There you go. So keep looking after the circle of fifths. I know it's a lot to take in, but use the musictheory.net/exercises/keysig. I'll try to put that in the description for you, and basically just practice these key signatures, because it's very important later on as we learn more theory that you understand and you know your key signatures. So anyway, thanks for joining me for Theory Lesson 7, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next lesson. Thank you very much. Also, if you want to visit my website, www.lessonsontheweb.com, for information on premium music classes and music lessons, don't hesitate to do that. Or like, subscribe, comment, or whatever you want to do, whatever I usually say. But anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.